Better. Hello, guys. How are you? Hope you had a wonderful Friday and a wonderful now Saturday. Um, all right, this is not. I hope things are going well for you because this is the weekend. You've been waiting for that. Um, let's see. You've been waiting for that all week, so here it is. This is messing with me. Bear with me. Okay, that's fine. Because they change everything nowadays. This is like a learning process. Okay, this is not even doing what I wanted to. I just want to go now. This thing is not letting me. All right. Hopefully that works now. Make sure my volume is up. Oh my Lord. So many questions, Facebook. Go live. I'm trying to see because I usually do this with my with the software. Oh my God, I don't want graphics. Ugh. I just want to go on. They just ask so many questions. It's like whatever happened with the button, just go now. Leave me alone. So it just won't let me. So maybe I'm just gonna have to use something else. Okay. I'm gonna have to find something else because it's on a different level. All right, let's try to use this phone. I put it on top of something. Let's hope that it behaves, okay? So how's everybody doing? It's been a minute. I hope that everything has been well for you and that everything you've requested. I hope all has been real. You know, because right now, as I keep telling people, it's like if you can, um, if you are alive, you can breathe, um, you can, uh, talk, you can move. Therefore, you're okay. So I'm like, I think they call that double dipping. Okay. Therefore I can't move. Where I put it, guys, let me know if you can hear me because I'm like doing double video today. I'm not using a software. So let's see. All right, I think it should be good. Let's hope it stays that way. I can't really. All right. Let's hope it stays that way. All right. So today, guys, let's see. This video is a little. So today I wanted to share a pretty good topic, you know. And if you can hear me, if you cannot as well, let me know because I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to wait too long for people to come up so I can start, but sometimes I just rather start. And if you're late to catch up, you just catch up later on, you know? Oop, I'm not supposed to be shaking. All right, let me see. Let me make sure that this is okay. I think it's okay. Because on YouTube, I can see my microphone, but here, I don't see it. So it's hard to tell. So on Facebook, that's why sometimes people keep telling you, you know, um, to let them know because there's no microphone. Okay, I see me live. Let me just double check. Facebook, that's why all right, perfect. So we're good to go. Let me just close this deeper. Let's open this wider and we should be good. I'm gonna do my best not to, move myself too much because if I do, then we're in trouble because this is gonna like flip over. So let's hope I don't do that. So how are you guys? I hope you are well. I hope you're wonderful. The topic I wanted to share with you tonight is the value of the woman. Honestly, it's not really the topic that I was going to have, but something that I was working on kind of like hit me. And I say, why not? Let me just talk about this because it's been a while since I have spoken about this topic. So if you are in, both YouTube or Facebook, just let me know you're here. Just, say hello, wave, so at least I can acknowledge you as well, because it's important. I want to say hello if you're here. I don't want to miss on the opportunity to kind of say hi, because it's been a minute. So definitely wave a little hi so I know, and then so I can see you, because this thing is so tiny. Sometimes it's hard. Hey Troy, how are you, brother? So good too. I'm so glad you're here. So I like to say like so good to see you, as if we're like face to face. That's the feeling I'm getting because we've been doing this for like years now. And I've been doing this even prior to that, a couple of years before we even went into this entire thing. So this is awesome. So everyone was here, definitely, kind of wave hi or send me, put a little um hello like Troy did. And so I can have an idea who's here and I can again say hello. So pretty much we're gonna talk about the value of a woman, of the woman, Um, and don't worry, guys, I'm not gonna like bash you just so I could talk about women. That's not what's going to happen. Okay. And so, when we're talking about value, you're talking about something precious. You know, value is just not, if you're talking about the value of something, it's just not anything, it's something that is valuable. So I want to get into this where I want to start with the idea of nothing really comes into this world unless it goes through a woman. So definitely that already tells you that the woman is a vessel, you know? She's just like that tube, that tunnel that if you want to go, it's like you over there. Okay, you over there, but you want to go over here. So guess what? You're going to have to go through this tunnel. And don't get ideas. I know some of you guys are like silly. But just imagine this is the tunnel, this is George Washington Bridge, or this is whatever, bridge out there. For you to get through to the other side, it's like if you're not If you don't go through this, you're not going to be able to get on this side. So consider her as such, it everyone who's watching, if it weren't for a woman, you wouldn't be able to be here today. So thank the woman that got you here. Okay. So my thing is, it was just like a few things was just like hitting my mind in such a way, like when you think about it, the universe loves women because it's women that keeps the world going. It's women that keeps the universe busy, keeping the earth full. Because if we're not here, then that's it. It's over. It's done. No need to be here. No need to try. That's it. You know? And anyhow, too, I know guys wouldn't want to be the one being the vessel, like carrying children, because it's not an easy process. Because when you, for example, a woman who decides to be pregnant, who decides to give birth, um it's a 50-50. Sometimes it's a 60-60. For some people that I have known, it was 80-20. And to be honest with you, many people, it has been 100-0 because they never came back after they gave birth. So giving birth, pretty much, it means that it's obviously not a joke. It is something that anyone who has courage, that's what they would do, you know? Um, so do you want to be a woman? Just messing. So, as I know, there are some sisters that are watching, some brothers that are watching. So let's break it down. Let's go further down. Okay. Um, when you look at the, I don't want to say the other world, but kind of like the other world. When you're talking about the world of insects, when you're talking about bees and other creatures alike, if the queen does not dictate something, it doesn't happen. If the queen does not say, go get food or go get water or, build some kind of a nest, it doesn't happen because the queen is the one who um create orders, who give orders and orders. So it makes me wonder, why is it that it's only us out of every other creatures, every other being, if you don't like to be, called creatures, every other being out there, we're the only one that you see society try to submerge women, try to choke them up, you know, try to make them feel like they are less than, make them feel like they don't belong, make them feel like there's not enough space. It makes it's kind of like that's what crossed my mind, and that made me like kind of change my topic. And I was like, you know what, let's talk about this and to see how other people feel, because it's like, it's only us really. When you're looking at every, you know other ones, like I was trying to like think hard to see, what other being or creatures that the woman does not lead. And I don't know, I couldn't find. Maybe there is. I don't know. But I couldn't find. The lion, it's the lioness that goes and hunt. Because people talk about the lion as if it's the lion that goes. No, it's the lioness that goes and kills. So maybe, when they say, the king of the jungle is the lion, maybe it's really the lioness, because she runs the show. So, you know, I mean, I was just going through and through and through, and I just couldn't find something. I'm like, which one? It's like any other creature, being that you can think of. It's the female that rules. But then in the quote unquote, I don't know, normal society or the bigger society, because we're the one with free will. We're the one who's able to make different decisions. We're the one who's able to smile. We're the one who's able to do so many things that these other creatures are not able to do. But yet, we're the one who's limited under way, the natural way of things, if you think about it. You know, as I said, the different creatures, it's like the women definitely run the show. And you can see how everything goes. I mean, you look at the ants, you look at the bees, you look at this and that. It's just like the show runs so well, so good, you know? And but here we don't have that. Instead, they want women on high heels. They want us, tighten up with bras that we can't even breathe. They want us, straighten out our hair. They want so many things that if you don't know who you are, I mean, God forbids you could fall off a building, It's like you don't want to, but it just happened, you know? But it is just so deep. I don't know if you ever thought of that, if this ever crossed your mind before. But it's really only us that's we going through so much struggles, so much challenges. They minimizing women. Women cannot lead. Women are emotional. Women are this. Women are that. But women were good enough to give birth, right? Women were good enough to give birth. So why is it so hard when we have women in a position of power? Then suddenly there's so many issues, there's so many problems. They try to make it seem as though there are, while in reality, you know, women do pretty good. I mean, I've seen a lot of women judges, lawyers. Oh my God. Mm, you don't want one of them to,
Nurses,
you better be on their side, and nurses and so many, women as he
teachers.
says, teachers, yeah, women leaders. So, it's like what happened? When did we start not believing in women? When did we start not trusting women? you know Women are healers, they are helpers, they can even follow, you know under a man's leadership, because that's the place that they keep, you know pushing her to be in. But in reality, women can do so much more. And I just want to encourage anybody and everybody who's watching to know that if you're a woman, you can do so much more. And if you're a man watching, you can go and encourage one of your sisters. And when I say sisters, I mean every sister, your mom, your cousin, your sister, your friends, your neighbor, whatever it is. I want people to understand that women are so much more bigger than that. Hey Jean, how are you? It's been a minute. Thank you. Thank you. Hey Rodney. Thank you. Hi. How are you, brother? You know, Women are important and very essential for the society to keep moving forward. Because when you look at commercials, I mean, forget about those music videos. The music videos, I don't even want to get into that. Whew. This, the music, those music, that's going to need like some woosah. And that's gonna have to be some other time, and I might need like some support to do that. That's like beyond the way that they mistreat and abuse women. And sometimes they try to claim, oh, they wanted it, they allowed it. And but listen, if someone has to feed their child or their children, people will do anything when it comes to that. So just remember that. Okay, just think of your mother when you were growing up. Did your mother just leave you hungry? No, she'll do whatever she can to feed you. So if you were left hungry one day, it was definitely because it was literally impossible. So just keep that in mind. Okay, as I said, when you look at other beings or creatures, if the queen does not dictate something, it does not happen. It won't get done. It has to be something that she says, go get more food, go get more water, go get more of this, go get more of that. That's how things get done. If she doesn't say it, it nobody dares to go do or go against her direction, orders, or whatever. Um, and when you look at the bees, bees would die for their queen. They would do whatever it takes, and you know, it's just like you just gotta think about it. It's like I'm not saying this to just put it in your head. I want you to be able to also think about it to see in your own life, how have you been treating women? Have you been right? Have you been fair? A lot of people sometimes are like, oh, yeah, I respect women, I this, I that. But then when it comes to reality, if someone was to judge them and they wouldn't make a really good grade because they're not really doing what they think or say that they're doing. So, um, am I right or am I right? Like they say, am I right or am I right? So, definitely, it is important. Women are important. So we need to acknowledge that. Um, and as I said, when you look at the others, they know the value of their queen, they know the value of their women. So it is time for society to start doing better, to start handling things much better than they did before, because we're gonna fall prey to something that we're not ready for, something that we cannot deal with, something that we cannot manage if we don't treat our women better. And by that I say all women. Although, if I wanted to be picky, I often am picky that way. And I say Black women because people have been picking on that color thing, and have, because of that color, they have made us victim of things that are even unspeakable. So I'm not even going to get into that either. So it's just a matter of people waking up, people understanding, people appreciating, because so many things that people have been exposed to, now even guys are willing to abuse women that way. You know, I've heard guys saying things like, oh, when are you going to straighten out your hair? Oh, when are you going to do this? Oh, do you like those heels? You got to wear the black heels, wear the beige heels. It's like, what have you fallen prey to? What are you doing? What are you saying? You know, guys, there have been certain guys that have, just say things that are so, I guess, somewhat inappropriate, but they say them anyway. So, um, men would say that, hey, me, not me. I'm not like that. I respect women. Women are great. And then with the same mouth, they turn around and disrespect women. You know, they would treat her trashy, disrespect her. And I have known people who would swear to you that they respect women, they would be there for women, they're about the women movement, and that same person that same person would turn around and abuse women. So when we're talking about protecting women and respecting women and being there for women, it's not for only one specific type of women. It's not for only women who have money. It's not only for women who can give you things. It's not only for women who are beautiful, who have the straight hair, the high heels, who dress nice jewelry. It's not that. It's every woman, that it may be that lady next door who go sell at the market, that it may be somebody in an office, that it may be um, whoever they are, you know. Even that lady you see at that music video deserves respect because that's her body. She could do what she wants, you know. But sometimes lack of knowledge of not just the world, but especially lack of knowledge of self, have allowed a lot of people to do things that if they had a better life, they would not do it. You know, you will find people that will come to the live, right? And then they realize I'm talking about the value of women, they will walk away because they're not interested. And you'll be surprised, you know? So this is as simple as I'm making it sound. This can be a pretty controversial topic because honestly, I don't think society is ready to even talk about women. We're making step because the thing is that people get caught up when we're making progress as if there's no more problem. It's not there's no more problem. We're just making some progress. We're trying to move forward to certain things, but it doesn't mean that the problem no longer exists. When you look at certain places in Africa where they um, vaccinated those women and caused them to be no longer able to have children, I don't see other women getting mad. This is why we make progress. But the problem is not over. When a woman goes to work and get abused, for certain women, you see women come forward, they come to help. And then for certain other women, you see nothing happens. So why? So does that mean that certain women deserve the respect? Certain women, can afford um, um, you know, care and support, while the other one is just gonna be on a corner with a fish crying her eyes out? Why? So, it's important when we talking about women, the value of the woman, to really be honest about it, because I feel that yes, we are making progress. Yes, we're moving forward, but we have not ended the problem. The problem is still there. You're going to go to a certain job and they will pay the men $56, they pay the women $48. You see people outside mad right now? Do you see anybody talking about it? Because we have not fixed the problem. As a matter of fact, when women should be getting, I know we're talking about equality, but to be honest, women should be the one getting $56 while men get $48. Because when she's done at work, she's gonna run home. No, she's gonna run pick up her child if that woman has child, because some women have children, some choose not to, or some are not able to. Okay, she's gonna run, pick up her child from daycare or after school or whatever it is, run home, start cooking while she's taking care of that child, while she's taking care of homework or whatever that's left over, making sure that child goes, take a bath and whatever have you. She's gonna make sure like 1,000 things get done by the time she hits her sheets, by the time she goes to bed and try to get some sleep. And forget it, if she's in school, then she got to put another 2 more hours after 9 o'clock, after 11 o'clock, to make sure that she get her work done. So we have to learn to give more credit to women. We got to give them more credit because you know what? They do so much more. Yes, I understand. I know some of you are going to say, well, there are some men who are also single fathers, and I wasn't necessarily even talking about the singleness yet. But I know some of you are going to be mentioning that, there are some men that, but guess what? When men, let's say like single fathers, a lot of times you're going to see when men are like single parents, there's always like a really good support system. There's going to be their mother, or there's going to be like somebody from the church. There's always going to be people in their life. A lot of times, not all the times, but a lot of times you see a man that is single. There's going to be some kind of women around him to help him. Grandma might come and move in to help out. But when it's the case of a woman, a lot of time people just let you be. They just like leave you be. It's like you can take care of it. You can handle it. What's the big deal? You're a woman. You know how to pick up children. You know how to do their hair. You know how to cook. You know how to clean. You know how to 1,000 things on your list. Nobody cares to come over and say, let me help you because you're a woman. They expect you to just be superwoman. So just believe me, be kind and extra kind to the women in your life. Because why? They deserve it. They have worked hard for it. Some of them, one carried you, brought you here. Another took care of you, another taught you things, and so on and so forth. Okay? So just make sure like you don't disrespect the women in your life or out of your life. Don't disrespect anyone, because then that will cause you to be cursed spiritually in life. Because even when you're reading the word, it tells you when you find a woman, you find a good thing. So that's mean when you don't find one, you in a bad situation. So when you're looking at so many countries, or should I say a couple of countries, have had the courage to, how they say, lapidate, to stone women, and no one comes to her defense. A lot of time, once in a blue moon, someone would come to her defense, but a lot of times nobody comes to her defense, and they allow her to be stoned right in the middle of the road, and nobody cares, and it is what it is. you know just imagine. I wish that on no one, because I should even say I would never wish that on anyone. Just imagine sometime when you're walking in your own home and you kick something, how much it hurts. And then you imagine now someone take a stone and throws it at you, and not just throws it at you, but throws it at you with anger. I don't even want to imagine how much pain someone must go through. It's like just give the person poison, let them just die. Let them just go take a nap and not wake up. But to just stone someone to death, ridiculous. So yeah, so it's like we really have to do better. You know, a lot of times, our society want to get involved in everybody else's business and yada yada, but we have a lot of work to do at home. We have so much more to do at home. We have to learn to respect women, you know, the way that it's supposed to be done. And so many of them, even leaders, now you see what's going on. Everybody's like getting it kicked down because they did something and there's enough evidence. And listen, it's your time. You're going down. I'm not, I don't even want to get too much on that, too much. Um, I don't want to get involved in that because that's another distraction from everything good, everything else that is good that we can do, you know. Even other things. Once in a blue moon you see me posting about everything, but I try not to be too involved in the situation because it's a lot of energy that it sucks out of you. And then on top of it, it's like people don't agree, and then you're gonna keep going and going, and it just doesn't really get anywhere. It's not productive, nevertheless. Way, way back in the days, I would be like, no, that's not true, that's not fair, blah blah blah. But now I'm just like, well, however you fix your bed, you're gonna lay in it just like that, you know. So it is what it is, um, and so be it. And did you know? Probably some of you don't like this when I say it, but did you know that there were some studies that show that share that women without a man live much longer versus men without women don't live so much longer. So you see, another sacrifice that women make, they go and they live with a man, although they're gonna lose a couple of years of their own life to be with a man. So keep that in mind. Okay. Um, when you think about it, for us, you know, it's like we have literally birthed the entire humanity because we have taken care of everybody, we have helped everybody. Um, we nurse their children wantedly and unwantedly for a very long time in our history, in our whatever you want to call it. And that's something to remember, how the black woman can just give birth to anybody. She can give birth to anyone. Her baby could look like anyone she wants, or however it works in there, you know, and no one else can do that but us. So remember that. Remember that. And remember, it says that in the word that the greatest among you will be servant. Hey, Reverend Dr. Chrisman, how are you? Thanks for being here. Okay. And you came at the right time. This is exactly you, you know? As it says in the word that the greatest among you will be servants. A lot of time when you're talking about servant, people take it personal. People will be like, don't talk about me. I'm not a servant. I'm not your servant. You hear people say these things all the time. And you're like, what's the big deal? Like servant. You would say someone else is a servant. Why you don't want to be a servant? And don't mind me, guys. I'm in two cameras. Okay, I said that. So for some of you guys that just came up, so servant does not take, you know, they don't keep taking things. Servant gives. They give over and over and over again. They just keep on giving to people. Oh, you're hungry here. You thirsty here. You want to go somewhere? I'll take you. You want to do this? I'll support you. That's what a servant does. It's not necessarily degrading when someone's, when we talking about a servant. um Society tends to put servant as if, it kind of put in your head like it's so demeaning. It's so degrading. It's so sad. It's so below you to be a servant. But in reality, instead, you know who knows who is really in control? Who knows? Who has the knowledge of everything that's going on? Who has the knowledge of, everything that is going on? Who, just anything that is going on. If you need something, if you're a servant, if you don't have knowledge, if you don't have certain things, you can't be a servant. A servant cannot just be any ignorant person. A servant has to be someone who is the greatest, right? The greatest among you will be servant. Because to serve, you must have knowledge in order to be effective. Can you be a servant in the kitchen if you don't know how to cook? Can you be a servant um, at a church if you don't know how to sing, you don't know how to preach, you don't know how to clean, you don't know how to greet? You can't, because it requires certain skills for you to be able to be a servant. To serve in reality is to be in control, because the person who's serving, the person who's the servant, is able to know, okay, this one, she's gonna go to work at 4. That one is gonna go to work at 6. So I'm gonna have some time. So really, the good time is like 6:30 for me to take care of this, and then by the time I'm done, that one is gonna be back at 8. This one is gonna be back at 10. Okay, so I'm gonna have enough time to do this and that. Only the servant. So the servant is really in control. The servant knows everything that's going on. The servant hears all the stories. You know, the servant is aware of who's sick, who's not, who's okay, which side of the house is safe to go in. You know, it's like you want to talk to the servant. If you want to know what's going on, if you don't want to know really who's in control, talk to the servant. The servant is in control. To serve is to also rule. You can rule what's going on. You really can rule. You can handle things because, again, you know what's going on. You can handle everything that's going on because you're so used to it. You know, you just keep on. Oh, okay. Oh, this one is burned. Okay, we have a backup. There's a backup over there. Go in this room. Go in that room. Go this way. Go that way. No, don't touch that one. This one is broken. No, go over there. No, no, no. This one, that one. Only a servant can do that. If you're not a servant, do you have any clue of what's going on? You can't. You cannot. Hey, Sloan. How are you, my love? Thanks for being here. Thanks for the hi. So, it's like you have to be a servant to be able to know anything at all, to be able to have any kind of knowledge, to be able to rule, to be able to control. And also, lastly, to serve or to be a servant is to master your environment. Not only also to master yourself, but to also master your environment. Because sometimes you could master yourself, but because you don't master your environment, so you're not really in control. But when you master your environment, you know what's going on. You know who's who. You know who's what. You know who's bluffing. You know who's lying. You know who's telling the truth. You know? So let's get it together. To be a servant is only meant for the greatest of the greatest. Hey, hey, my little queen to be. All right, princess. I'm gonna give you the princess title. To be a servant is really an honor. It's an honor. I remember this video that was so funny. This lady, she kept going to the church and she's cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. She's always at the church cleaning. I guess, she comes from work and she goes straight to the church. She's cleaning, you know, all over, making sure everything is up to par. And then this guy came and he's like, um, do you work? Or she's like, yeah, I work. But when I'm done at work, I just come here and I, help out. And he's like, you know, I can help you, And she's like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, if you keep coming here to clean, that's mean, you need a job. That's mean you need help. That's mean, you know, you definitely need help because you keep coming to a church and you keep cleaning the church and that's it, you know? And she's like, well, I just like to do it. I enjoy cleaning. I enjoy doing what I do for the Lord, you know. I just enjoy it. She didn't really say much. She just kept saying, I just want to be a servant for the Lord. I just want to be a servant. I just want to serve my community. I just want to serve, serve, serve. And he's like, okay, you know what? Let me go to my car. Come with me. Let me go to my car. I'm gonna get my card, and then I'm gonna give it to you, and then you can call me later, and then I'll get in touch with some people to, like, to hook you up for a job. She's like, really? Oh, thank you so much. And then when they got outside, he had like a broken car, ugly, paint falling off, raggedy is what we call it, Raggedy Ann. The car was raggedy. Okay. So he went into his broken car and she went towards a brand new Mercedes Benz. And she, click click, went and picked up her card to give to him. And she went into her he went into his car. And while he's in his car, and then he sees she's heading that way, and he's like, where is she going? He's like, my car's. And then when he got out, and then the door was still open, and then she's like, okay, I'm ready. And he's like, this is your car? This is your car? And she's like, oh yeah, I have to change it. This is old. He was in shock because he saw her being a servant, claiming to be a servant, claiming to serve, wanna be a servant for her church, wanna be a servant for her community, wanna be a servant, you know, for where she lives. He thought she was just a girl who just didn't have anything to do, who was walking, who didn't have a car. And then he was so embarrassed. She kept talking to him. He was like, he was just in shock. He couldn't even talk anymore. He's like, he just kept saying, and this is your car. This is your car. And she's like, yeah, I had this one, but I don't really like it. I have to upgrade it to a different model. And he's like, this is your, that's all he kept saying the entire time. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. I have to go back to cleaning. And he's like, So why do you clean the church? She's like, well, because I don't mind being a servant. I like to be a servant. And he was just like, I don't understand. I'm confused. If you have enough money to buy this car, that's mean you don't have to be here. Why are you here serving, being a servant? And she's like, well, I'm humble. I have all these things because, of my God, because, my community is supporting me. So, of course, I have to be a servant. I have to do whatever I can to help them too. So that was just, one lesson of sometimes, um, when people think that you're at certain position as if you're too high to even be a servant. I remember I've gone to places like, when they're doing giving away food, food, hot food and cold food in a bag. And then I would go and I help. I love, if you know me, if you really know me, I love serving. Like literally, like I love serving it. Like I love it. So this is why like my a bit this condition, I don't even want to say my condition, this condition was really frustrating me because I couldn't serve. That was the thing and my doctor was like, you gotta come down. Like, I know you want to serve, but now you gotta focus on yourself. I'm like, I know I gotta focus on myself, but it's just like, it's not okay. I have like, when Thanksgiving is coming up, I gotta go to serve the food. Christmas is coming up. I used to go bring gifts to children. And I'm like, I used to be like traveling and to bring stuff to other people. I'm like, now I can't do it. This is not okay. And I was very frustrated. And so it's just to say, like sometimes, some people would come and when they see, they're like, Dr. Breville? And I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? I'm like, here, I'm Marie, Dr. Breville here. I'm not working. So here it's Marie. I'm volunteering. And they'd be like, oh my God, I would never think you do that. You wear high heels. You're always well dressed. And I'm like, because I wear high heels and well dressed doesn't mean that I can't serve. It just, I have to fulfill, it's like if you were going to the army, I wouldn't be on my high heels. I would be in boots, If I were going hiking, I would be on special kind of sneakers to make sure I don't slide down. If I were going under the water, I would be putting this big old thing on to make sure I can swim underwater. So, ooh, this thing better not die on me like last time. This computer just died on me last time. So, oh no, it didn't die. Actually, take that off. My alarm went off. I was like burning my incense, guys. Okay. This was so funny. I was burning my incense and I don't remember what happened. I think I wasn't feeling well. I couldn't sit, like I couldn't be here. And so I was on the bed, behind me. I was like sitting on the bed. And then so I had the laptop like next to me or on me or something. And then the alarm went like, beep, 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 beep. I'm like, what in the world? It's like I wasn't really shocked. It was just like, where did this come from? Like, I didn't expect it. I was just like, oh my God. And then my son came in and he's like talking. And I'm like, don't talk so much. I'm still like live. So I was trying to like edit it, went to the studio. No matter what I did, it just kept, I'm like, you know what? You're not going to drive me crazy. Let people see that my alarm went off and everything. And I didn't even get to conclude the show. So, but yeah, so pretty much what I'm saying here, appreciate the women in our lives, everybody, that you may be another sister or that you may be a brother. Appreciate the women in our lives because they sacrifice so much for us. Some women are not even your mother, they're not even related to you, yet they have done everything for you to succeed. They have supported you, they have hosted you in their home, they have found other friends to help you, They have found other friends to host you in their home. So it's like women just make the world go round. You know, women just make the world go round. It's like if there were one day that there were like 50% of women left, it's just like there were like more men, the world will just stop turning. And the sun will just like get hotter and just burn everything and start all over again. I'm telling you. Trust me. I'm telling you. you know? So women really makes the world go around. When I look at some women and I'm just like, oh my God, you're amazing. And then sometimes tell them, thank you. You're so amazing. It's like, don't say thank you because don't find it impossible for you to say thank you because you don't feel like they did something for you. We always did something for you, even if you see it or not. But nevertheless, they did something for your family, they did something for your friends, they did something for humanity. Nobody works hard for humanity as much as women do. And even girls who's not even women yet did so much for humanity comparing to some other folks. I'm not picking on you, man. Some guys do too. Some guys do too. But I'm talking like women just have that maturity. Even their little girls, they're like, I remember like little kids sometimes, when my son was growing up, like little families, they're almost the same age, or they might be like a year or two different, the indifference. You see them already like, oh, come here. He's tying his shoe. Oh no, I'll tie it for you. Oh, you're thirsty? Let me go grab you something to drink. Like they were like taking care of him as though he was a baby. In the meantime, they were almost the same age. It's just amazing just to prove like we just automatically are nurturers, you know? So yeah. So be a servant. Don't be afraid of the word servant. When people don't understand, people with deep knowledge, they will understand when you say, I'm a servant. Even I had a business card, I used to put servant on there. I'm a servant. I'm an artisan, meaning artist, and creative, meaning I do like different artistic things, and servant, humanitarian side. I'm a servant. So when I go do things, like when I go out to serve, I don't just sit back and be like, okay, you pick up this. Okay, you do that. No, I'm there too. I'm like hands on. I'm with the girls. I'm like, okay, let's do this. This is how we're going to beat the boys. We like set up something. If we're playing soccer, I'm playing too. If we like whatever we're doing, I'm always involved in everything because you know what? I'm a servant. I'm not a watcher. you know, I make sure as the same way I'm looking out, making sure like everybody's okay. Did you eat? Is everything okay? Are you good? You know, I'm not afraid to get my hand dirty, as they say it. You know, so do what you have to do. Be a servant if that pleases you. And even if you don't want to, you're already a servant if you're a woman. Newsflash. All right. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I think I'm closing as is. Remember how I opened it? No one gets here unless you get through a woman. No one gets here unless you get through a woman. Nobody comes here unless they were introduced to some woman somewhere. Okay? So, somebody you got to know every time you see yourself, every time you look in a mirror, every time you're taking a selfie, just remember there was a woman that sacrificed her life for you. That's why you're here. Some people, they never even got to meet their mom because their mom sacrificed themselves for them. So it's either there's a lot of situation when there's complication, it's either the mother or the child. And most of the time that I have known of, I mean 99, you know, 99.99% and a half that I've known, the woman always agrees to go and to save the child. So that's like the ultimate sacrifice. Talk about being on the cross. Women are on the cross every day. So just remember that. So keep being a servant, keep being wonderful. Sloan, Dr. Chrisman, Reverend Dr. Chrisman. Who else was here? I don't want to touch this thing because if I touch it, it might just flip over. Oh my God. Okay. I don't even want to like mess with it. Dr. Troy. Who else was here? Rodney. You know, everybody keep being a servant. Keep helping your community to be better. Keep helping your community to respect women, to understand the value of women, to understand that the universe loves women. If there's no women here, this planet is gonna burn flat out. So um you are correct. If you value women, you're gonna be blessed. You're gonna have a wonderful life. So keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep keep serving. Keep being a servant. Regardless of how people see the title, keep being a servant. So this is your Reverend Dr. Marie. This is my time, Marie Breville, since you wanna know. Um, this is my time. As you know, I am your fabulous coach. I am your only coach. I am the best coach. Okay? I can help you to love yourself a little bit better than you did yesterday. And I can only do that when you're ready. So until then, it's been a wonderful time, and I'm so appreciative, especially of everybody who wave hi. It makes me feel special. And I send back that same wonderful energy to you too. Mwah, 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 mwah. All right?